Hi, I'm Luke from Korg, and this is your first 5 minutes on the Volca Modular. Let's get started. Right, so this is what you get in the box. The Volca Modular. Product manual. Get a coupon for some cool software. You get this really handy card which shows you all the modules on one side and then some basic patching on the other. Get your sync cable for connecting to other gear, your trusty patch cables which you'll definitely need with this, and of course your batteries. So let's get those installed and see how it sounds. So I've got the batteries installed, but you can power it via an optional power supply if you want to. That's a KA350 UK power supply. You plug that in here, or you can get a Volca mix, and that mixes the signals of 3 Volcas together and powers all 3 as well. Now audio wise, I'm going out of this mini jack here to our sound system. That also doubles up as a headphone jack if you want it to. And if you don't plug anything into there, you'll hear the sound come from the speaker, which is underneath the Volca Modular. Okay, let's power on. So the first thing I want to show you is how to get an initialized sound to start building from. So as you can hear at the moment, I haven't got any sound. All these are down. I need to turn my release up a little bit in my first function, which is like an envelope. And then I'm going to turn up my cutoff here as well. Everything else is closed. And that's where you'll start hearing your sound. And of course your overall volume needs to be up as well. And you can start shaping your sound as you need. And as you can see, I'm playing my sound via this chromatic keyboard here. If you want to check out the sequences, just press play. And it'll start playing, and then hold down memory to select different patterns. And you've got 16 built in, all of which are overwritable. So because this is based on modular synthesis, you have lots of different modules inside this one Volca Modular. So on the card that we saw earlier, we've got the 8 different modules, and we've also got 50 patch points in there as well. On the back of the card, of course, you've got your different patching, which you can experiment with later. Now, 4 of these kind of modules are ready to go straight away. So you've got your source, your function, your LPG, and your space reverb. So we can start just having a listen to what they do. So you've got things like wave folding, frequency modulation, the ratio, which changes the pitch of one of the oscillators, your envelopes, things like the release and the attack, and then your cutoff, which is your filter and volume combined, and then at the very end you've got this really nice spacey reverb. So as well as the 4 modules I've just showed you, you've actually got 4 extra ones as well, and they're the sequence module, the woggle module, the split module, and a utility module as well. And these are all, if you like, ready to go, but they're not actually being used at the moment until you start using the patch cables. So talking of patch cables, let's have a look at the card and have a go at making a patch. So the first one I want to show you really is this modulator as second VCO. So basically what that means is we've got 2 oscillators or 2 waveforms in here, but you can only actually hear one of them at the moment because the second one is used to modulate the first using frequency modulation. But you can actually patch it out of the waveform into our second low pass gate, and it also needs a trigger. So let's go out of our function 1, which is our envelope, into there, and now as I bring up the cutoff knob, you'll hear it, and then we can tune it using the ratio, so we can have it in unison, we're going to be in fifths, an octave apart, a third apart, all back to unison. Okay, so now we've made our patch. Let's use the sequencer to make a pattern with it. So to clear your sequence that's in there, just hold down function, press the last key there, And then we've got a choice of how we want to sequence, real time or step record. So I'm going to do a step record pattern for you now. So let's make this sound a little bit more present. So all I need to do is hold down function, press step record. It's now waiting for me on step 1 to play a note in. So, and now it's gone to step 2, 3. So now, there's my pattern that I've made. And obviously you can change the sound while it's playing. But we can also record in real time as well. Let's go down the octave here. Hit record. So it's now recorded those changes, and I can even record motion from the controls into the sequencer as well. So again, get it playing, hit record, make sure motion on off is on, and I can start recording some of these controls in, maybe some reverb. Or some cut-off. To save your pattern, very easy, hold down function, press memory, and you can save into any one of these 16 locations. So if at any time you do want to factory reset your unit, it's dead easy to do that. You just hold down the button to turn it off, and then hold down function and memory, turn it back on. And now it's in the kind of state where it's asking you, do you want to actually go ahead with this? If you do, press record. If you don't, press play and it will cancel it. Okay, so as you can see, I've brought in a second Volca here. This is a Volca drum because I want to show you the synchronization possibilities using this sync in and out jack on your Volca Modular. So we've got sequences running on both. So they're obviously at different tempos at the moment. But if I bring in my sync cable, which came with it, we can go sync out of the drum in to the modular. So this is the master, which dictates the tempo. And now when I press play, they're perfectly in sync. And if I change the tempo here, this one will follow. We've also got a CV input here. So that allows you to connect an external keyboard if you wanted to play it that way, or sequence the sounds of the Volca Modular via control voltages. And that's an interesting jack because it's a stereo jack, so you can actually use it as an audio input as well, or you can use a splitter and separate CV pitch and gate as well. So there you go. That's your first 5 minutes on the Volca Modular.